Okay, so in biology, we are going to start a discussion of past papers, and we'll start with this. This was from 2017, I think. Yeah, 2017. So that's what we'll start with, and hopefully we can do as much questions as we can, and then we'll continue the next papers probably next day, the other days to come till we've done much more paper. So we'll start with paper 1 and then we can progress to paper 2 in the other coming days. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus more on questions which we really we've done and we've mastered, the topics we've done, and then we want to master those things so that when we got the examination we just have to get full marks for those questions. We don't want to leave out anything. So some of the questions which I feel like they are out of scope, like the time that we've been together, I haven't really done much on that particular topic. I think I won't be able, we'll just skip it because I don't want to start explaining a new topic. This is a revision of what we have done in something which I assume you should know and are easier to understand. Alright, so question number 1 says, which of the following is not a characteristic of all living organisms? Which of the following is not a characteristic of all living organisms? So, living organisms have got these characteristics. Number 1, movement. They have to move. Number 2, reproduce. They reproduce. Number 3, they are sensitive. Okay? So that is measles. Then I'll put a dot there. I'll tell you why I'm doing this. Then number 4, growth. They have to grow. Number 5, they have to carry out respiration. That is and then number 6, that is they have to carry out excretion. She's A there. And then we have to carry out nutrition. Okay, nutrition. So this gives us the word Mrs. Green. It's Mrs. Green. So this is what we use to remember non-living organisms. Number 1, they move, reproduce, they are sensitive, growth, they carry out respiration, excretion, and nutrition. So from here, if we check, we have nutrition, excretion, growth, and sensitivity. But egestion is not a characteristic of all living things, so it's not there. So egestion is simply the expulsion of undigested material from the alimentary canal as fecal matter or feces. Okay, that is egestion. So that is question 1. Question 2. Some stages in the preparation of the epidermis of an onion for observation under a microscope are listed below. So this is the stages in the observation of an onion, the epidermis of an onion. So we have focused the microscope, place the epidermis on a glass slide, peel the epidermis, cover the epidermis with a cover slip, add iodine solution to the epidermis. So from these stages we can see you have to group them together. Now the method that I'm going to use to answer past paper questions in the exam, multiple choice questions, is what we call the elimination method. Okay, it's the elimination method. Now this method helps you to decrease the chances of failure on a question by eliminating the not so possible answers, okay, so that you remain with a possible only. So this technique can be used for you to easily get the answers or to reduce the chances of you picking the wrong answer and increase the chances of you picking the right answer. So here we have the stages on the microscope. So in which order do these stages occur to bring the images into focus? So I would encourage you to pause the video before the answer, or just read through the question paper. I think I'll post it in the group, and then we can download, get the paper, go through the questions on your own, then come back to it to answer them for us to solve them together. Okay. So in which order do these stages occur to bring the image into focus? So number 1, elimination process. The way it works, you have to eliminate those which are bare or are so not possible, or the ones which are completely out of range. Okay, so in which order do these occur to bring the image into focus? So number 1, you have to focus the microscope. So number 1 completely shows that it's not possible to focus the microscope. This is not how it's done. You don't focus the microscope right there and then. You have to carry out the preparation of the specimen, okay, or the slide. So this is out of range. You can't just focus them. You're focusing on nothing. Okay, you can't focus. It's like you're taking a picture with your phone. You can't just focus where there's no person. You have to see the person first. You focus on them. Okay, so wherever there's one, it is wrong. So this is wrong and that is wrong. So we remain with 3 and C. So we've just eliminated A and eliminated B. So now we have C and D. So we know that the answer should be between these two guys. So now let's see what is here. Is it 2 or 5? Next, is it 2, which is place the epidermis on a glass slide, or 5, add iodine solution to the epidermis? So the correct answer here will be you first place the epidermis on a glass slide, okay? Then that's when you add iodine solution. So C is the correct answer. You place the epidermis on the glass slide before you talk about iodine solution. So that is the correct answer here. And then you carry out the rest. So C is the correct answer. Question 3. The diagram below shows an experiment to demonstrate biological processes. At the beginning, so this is the process that we have at the beginning. We have the process concentrated solution here, and then we have a selective permeable membrane, and then we have a pure solution here. After 2 hours, we have this dye occupying the entire fluid. Okay, you see the fluid dye has moved. So the question is, what processes are responsible for the movement of water and the dye? What processes are responsible for the movement of water and the dye? Okay, so movement of water, I'll say this, when you talk about movement of water, you're talking about water and you're talking about a selectively permeable membrane. Two things. Then just know that we are talking about what? Osmosis. Okay, so if there's water and a selectively permeable membrane, we are talking about osmosis. So which means movement of water is osmosis. So wherever there is diffusion, it is we eliminate, and translocation eliminate. So you remember these two. Now you just have to pick between diffusion and translocation. So this is not translocation, which is the movement of manufactured food in a plant. The dye didn't move by translocation, but rather is diffusion. Now the movement of the particles substance, the dye, is by diffusion. The movement of water is osmosis. So B is the correct answer. Right, let's jump to question number 4. A food sample solution was mixed with 2 ml of Benedict solution and gently heated for 3 minutes. What is the possible observation and conclusion from this experiment? Okay, so a food sample solution mixed with 2 ml of Benedict solution and they gently heated for 3 minutes. What is the possible observation and conclusion from this experiment? Now, you will know that we have the you have the full information to answer this question from the previous lab preparation lesson we did, which help you to know what's the test for Benedict, burette, iodine solution, and distilled water, the thing you talked about. Okay, so when you talk about Benedict solution, if you remember, we said that Benedict solution is used to test for sugar, right? Reducing sugar. So I said that you can think of someone named Benedict, you imagine them in your head, and then you imagine them liking sugar. You have to make these main fixed images in your head if you want to improve your memory. So they'll help you to remember things so that you don't forget. So Benedict solution is used to test for sugar. So the possible observation will be, if it's Benedict solution, there's a change of color if reducing sugar is present. So we are testing for reducing sugar. So again, we eliminate where there's nothing to do with reducing sugar. Protein has got nothing to do with reducing sugar, so this cannot be the answer. Wherever there's protein, it cannot be the answer. Even this one, C. So that gives us B and D. So if reducing sugars are present, you see a change of color from blue, green, yellow, red, orange, or brick red. So that is B, the correct answer. Right, so I'll be going a little quick so that we cover as much questions as we can. Question 5. Which component of a balanced diet is used to make new enzyme molecules? So which component of a balanced diet is used to make new enzyme molecules? So when we talk about enzymes, enzymes are protein in nature. That's the definition for enzymes. Okay? So when we talk about enzymes, you're just talking about them being protein. Okay, so the answer directly here is protein, not fats, carbohydrates, or water, but they are proteins. Okay with that? We jump to question 6. Which of these correctly identifies the nutritional related disorder and their causes? Okay, kwashiorkor, rickets, and anemia. Then you have the options here. So what causes kwashiorkor? If you don't know, jump to rickets. If you don't know, jump to anemia, and then see what you know with anemia, and then what's not clicking, eliminate it. So from here, I think what's not clicking for me is, I know anemia is has to do with the blood, and the blood uses iron, the red blood cells, the hemoglobin. So wherever there is lack of calcium, I know that it won't be correct. So this can be correct, so I'll eliminate, and this calcium I'll eliminate. So automatically they leave me with 2 options: lack of iron, lack of iron. So I go to rickets. Rickets has to do with the bones. So we're not talking about protein here. We're talking about calcium. Calcium is the ones which it's the nutrient which is used for the building of the bone marrow and the other teeth. So B is not correct. The correct answer is D, which is lack of protein, kwashiorkor, rickets, calcium, and anemia, lack of iron. Okay. So we jump to question 7. What substances contain magnesium and nitrogen in plants? What substances contain magnesium and nitrogen in plants? So when you talk about nitrogen, we're talking about, first of all, you look at your options. What can you eliminate? Myself, I see starch. So starch is CHO. Okay, that is 6. I think we have 12 and we have 6 there, the chemical formula. So which means that you have carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen in starch. So we don't have nitrogen. So wherever there's starch, you eliminate. You are left with 2, protein and amino acids. Now, magnesium is found in chlorophyll, which is used to manufacture in photosynthesis. So this is the correct answer. Not amino acids. Magnesium is not found in amino acids. So this one is wrong. So 7, the correct answer is C. Question 8. The diagram shows a section through a leaf seen under a microscope. So this is the structure of a leaf. I think most of us, if we did this, but we didn't do it with me, but I'm sure you did this. Is a very common lesson. So the time that we've been together is a couple of months. I think we've done much that we can do within that limited time. So we can use what we did to be able to get what we can in the examination. I think we really did kind of enough for us to be able to get the required marks to pass effectively. Okay, so you have this seen under a microscope. Now this is what we call the upper epidermis, and then this one is the lower epidermis. So it's like you've got upper down and lower down, and then this is called the palisade layer, and it's called the spongy layer. Now in the palisade layer, we've got the palisade cells. These guys have got a lot of black dots. If you're seeing, what are these used for? Well, these are used for, this is chlorophyll, chloroplast, okay, which contain chlorophyll, and they carry out photosynthesis. Okay, so photosynthesis means they have to break down carbon dioxide to give you oxygen, right? And starch, okay, or glucose. So the question is, in which part is the carbon dioxide concentration lowest on a sunny day? So a sunny day means you have light for photosynthesis, right? Because photosynthesis, you have got light and carbon dioxide, and you've got water and carbon dioxide reacting to produce you've got carbon dioxide being decomposed, right, to produce sugar. So in the here, because these guys are a lot compared to these guys here, so you expect more carbon dioxide to be used in this region. Okay, so region B will have less concentration of carbon dioxide. Okay, we can jump to 9. Which of the following is not an importance of saprophytic nutrition? So what is saprophytic nutrition? Saprophytic nutrition is nutrition which, so saprophytic nutrition is nutrition in which you have these feeding on dead, decaying organic matter. Okay, organisms which feed on dead, decaying organic matter. Like you leave bread and then you find a mold on top, or you find mushroom growing on a dead tree. You know, so they are taking advantage of a dead organic matter to decompose it. Okay, so that is saprophytic nutrition. So which of the following is not an importance of saprophytic nutrition? So decomposition of dead organic matter, that is what saprophytic nutrition is, and it's important for that. Then production of antibiotics. Yes, we do use production of using saprophytic nutrient to digest probably bacteria and the other ones. They are using antibiotics. I don't really want to say exactly as well. Not much concerning that. So recycling of nutrients, they do recycle nutrients. Now manufacture food nutrients, they don't manufacture food. These are feeding on another already dead, decaying. Okay, they don't make their own food like glucose. They don't manufacture food nutrients. Right, so that is the correct answer. B is not an importance of saprophytic nutrition. The following is a dental formula of a dog. So we have a dental formula for a dog. So how many teeth are there in the lower jaw of the dog? So a dog has got 42 teeth in total. 42. So the lower jaw has 22. The upper jaw has got 20. Okay, that is the answer here is D, 22 for a dog. Okay. 11. The diagram below shows the human alimentary canal. The human alimentary canal. This is the human alimentary canal, and then they're showing us 3 parts. We've got this one P, which is the stomach, and this is the pancreas, and M, which is the small intestine. Which nutrients are digested in regions P, Q, and M? That's what we want to know. So the regions, which nutrients are digested? So in M we have got the lacteals, in the small intestine we've got the lacteals and the lymph system or lymphatic system. So these absorb fat pretty well. So in M we have fats. Okay, so which eliminates protein, starch, and maltose. Okay, so which leaves us with only B as the correct answer here. Okay, so that is here where we have nutrients digested. So proteins in Q, and B in P, which is starch, and then proteins there. So question 12, this is just some logical comparison. I think I won't touch this question, but it's just for you to read and look at the graph and then answer according to what you're seeing on the graph. That is up to you. Make it an exercise. Go through this question and answer it for yourself. If you want me to confirm your answer, you can just send me a question. Let me know and I'll confirm your answer, but I'll leave this one to you. Okay. Question 13, which of the following best describes how HIV is transmitted? Even this one as well, I don't think I have to start explaining how HIV is transmitted. You can do this on your own, right? Okay, I think this one can easily be done. We won't even waste our time there. 14, what type of immunity do the antibodies in mother's breast milk provide to the baby? What type of immunity do the antibodies in mother's breast milk provide to the baby? So it's not artificial in any way. So wherever there's artificial, we cancel. This is artificial. That means we've eliminated. So we remain with 2. Natural actives. So it's not natural active. Actually, it's natural passive because it's being passed from the mother to the baby. So it's natural, but it's passive. So D will be the correct answer. Now we go ahead. 15. 15 as well. I think it's just an analysis. I'll leave it to you to go through. It's just about loss of water through which part of the leaf loses more water. Is it the upper, the lower part, being smeared with Vaseline? So you can do this one. I'll leave this one here. Okay, it's not too hard. 16. Some of the components of the blood of the mammal. Some of the components of the blood of the mammal are listed below. So you have antibodies, fibrinogen, platelets, white blood cells. Which 2 of these components are involved in blood clotting? Okay, so when we talk about blood clotting, we are talking about fibrinogen and platelets being involved, not antibodies or white blood cells. Okay, so we are looking for 2 and 3, which is C. Okay. Question 17. Why is it important to determine the Rhesus factor of a pregnant woman? Why is it important to determine the Rhesus factor of a pregnant woman? So a pregnant woman, what's the risk? It's a loss of blood, right, during delivery. And how do you counter that? Is by blood transfusion. So for organ transplant, this won't be the best. This won't be the best solution. To prevent HIV transmission, I don't think that's the reason why. For Rhesus factor, to prevent hemolytic disease in the fetus, the best answer will be for purpose of blood transfusion. Okay, so the Rhesus factor has to do with the compatibility of blood, I think. Okay, so that will be the correct answer. 17. 18. The diagram shows a kidney and 3 tubes associated with it. Okay, so the way they went, let's look at the image first. We've got X and Y vessel, X vessel, the blood vessel, the Y vessel, and then the Z to vena cava from our aorta. So we've got the leaving of blood from the kidney is from the renal vein, and then entering of blood from the kidney. I'm just writing this to help you remember, is from the renal artery. Okay, so leaving renal vein, entering renal artery, like LVEA, that you don't forget when it comes to the kidney. So in which tubes will the most urea be found? So this is the ureter, which sends the filtered material to the bladder. So this contains the most urea, Z. Okay, so X and Y. So wherever there's X takes blood to the vena cava, so it has got the least urea. So wherever there's X is not correct, so we eliminate. We remain with A only. 19. The diagram below shows skin temperature in a human body when it is exposed to cold air and then exposed to warm air. So body in cold air, body in warm air. What causes the observed change in the skin temperature on exposure to warm air? Hey, so a person shows, now you look at the key. White means 35 degrees Celsius, which is below body temperature, and this one here is headed is 37 degrees, which is above body temperature. So you can see from here that most of the body is below body temperature in cold air, but in warm air it is above it is at normal body temperature. What causes the temperature to increase from 35 to 37? That is homeostasis, what we discussed. So how does it happen? So we have, let's start from D, more blood going to the heart and lungs. So temperature increase because you have got less blood passing through your veins. Okay, when you have more blood, meaning you have got less concentration of heat. Okay, less blood means more concentration of heat. So more blood passing through, that's not the correct answer. More blood we eliminate, we remain with less blood. So less blood going to the heart and lungs, okay, this doesn't make sense. But less blood flowing just below the skin, and this is called vasoconstriction. We did talk about this one, okay, during homeostasis. So this is the correct answer here. Question 20. Which of the following results from the increased secretion? Which of the following results from increased secretion of adrenaline? Adrenaline, when it is increased, what happens? Okay, so we did talk about this in endocrine system. What causes secretion of adrenaline? Decreased breathing rate, decreased sweating, increased blood supply to the intestine, increased supply of glucose in the blood. So which of the following results from increased secretion of adrenaline? So we know adrenaline is released, is a fight hormone. Okay, so you expect a vigorous increase in activity, body activity. So decreased breathing, no. Decreased sweating, no. Increased blood supply to the intestine, this doesn't make sense. Okay, increased supply of glucose in the blood, yes, for energy, so that you can fight, you can run, you can scream, you can have the energy. Okay, so that is secretion of adrenaline. Okay, so question 21. I think let's end here. We still have more time. Tomorrow we can continue until we finish this paper, and then we still have Thursday, we still have Friday, even the weekends if we make time for it. So we'll continue until we finish the paper 1, and then we even dive to paper 2. I think we have more time for that. So for today, that's it. We'll end here. Continue doing this paper. We're going to finish it the next coming days. So see you in the next video.